Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is the Jamaican Divinatress, and today we're going to be doing a fun little pick a card reading. Today's theme is actually going to be what what are your person's feelings towards you in this connection. Now this is going to be a timeless reading, so of course whenever you come across this video, um, based off the content or whatever, the messages that you receive in this is going to be relevant for that moment in time that you are viewing this video. So there are three piles. I didn't present them here as yet, but let me fix that. Alright, so here we are back now with the different piles. So as per usual, we have three piles here. You have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So again, take a moment to just meditate on what pile is calling to you, and then of course watch, go ahead and skip to the relevant timestamp so that you could hear the messages behind said item. So without further ado, let us begin with pile. Alright, so for those of you who resonate with pile 1, you would have chosen this lip gloss right here. It's a really pretty color. Let me tell you what the color is called. It's by Ashley Lee, color Kissable Ultra Shine Lip Gloss in the color Pretty as a Painting. Again, here is the color, this really vibrant orange. Like guys, it's like one of my favorite glosses to wear when I'm going out. It's been a while since I've worn it, but it was definitely a must-have when I first saw it. Anyways, looking at the color, I definitely feel like it's all about desirability, feeling very confident in yourself, feeling like you have more than what it takes to acquire what it is that you desire, and feeling very deserving of it when it comes your way. So again, this reading is supposed to tell you about what your person's feelings are currently about you in this connection. So let us begin. Now I have pre-shuffled the cards. I'm just gonna slide this over here. I did pre-shuffle the cards to save time and effort because I'm not the world's best shuffler when it comes down to these things. So I just did it I just shuffled, of course, and I didn't take a look at what the cards are. So we have three different sets. So we have a tarot. It's going to give us like the general feel, and of course we have our oracle cards that are going to give more in-depth information so that we have a better view or understanding of what your person's feelings are towards you, pile 1. So without further ado, let us begin. So let me start and move them out of the way a little bit. Alright, so again, we pre-shuffle already, so we know already. So I have 6 cards that I pulled. 6 nice cards. Alright, overlooking. Don't think I have much space. Trying to make use of the little space we don't have right here, so. Alright, is it in view? Is it in view? Yes, it is. Alright. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit so you have a better view. Alright. Okay. So we're seeing everybody now. Let me begin. So pile 1, how your person views you. We'll have the 2 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, the Emperor, the 4 of Pentacles, the 3 of Cups, and the 3 of Pentacles. Honestly, there's a lot of earth energy. First and foremost, I feel like physical attractiveness is definitely there for your person when it comes on to you, pile 1. The first thing I'd have to say is with the 2 and 3, I'm matching the 2 and the 3 Pentacles here. I feel like with your person, how they feel towards you is they see that it's something that you're someone to take careful steps with. Okay, so the wind is blowing, so I'm going to take that as confirmation for what I'm saying. So with you, pile 1, I feel like you are a person that definitely has this person really strategizing or making sure that they are putting all their lining up their ducks in a row? So you are a type of person that makes them feel like they need to take things step by step. They can't rush in without a plan or a strategy or anything like that. They have to understand what it is that they're aiming for with you, pile one, because for what I'm feeling with you guys, you make it very clear that your time is very precious first and foremost. Therefore, you have no need, no desire, absolutely nothing here for you to waste time with. You don't want to waste your time. So if it's not something that is readily providing what it is that you are seeking, then you're not going to waste your efforts on it. You're not going to sit around waiting on this person to get their act together. It's either they come prepared to work or leave, right? Straightforward, right off the back, right? With the Nine of Pentacles, it's like you have a lot going for you. You have a lot that is positive for you. You have more than enough for yourself. So if someone comes along, it's more so like an accessory. It's not like a need of yours, right? Now, how your person feels about that, it's intimidation. Intimidation. It's like you meet somebody and you're not quite sure how to approach them, because if they are used to, and I feel like they are used to meeting persons who require so little of them. It's like effortless on their part to really nab, like snag someone that they're interested in. But with you, they feel like, yeah, there's more effort required. It's not going to be something that's like a walk in the park. It's not meant for them to just breeze through, because with you, they're sensing that there are lessons, very important lessons that they're meant to learn while they're pursuing you, as well as if it's to come to be it, being in a union with you. There are some lessons that they were dodging in the previous experiences that they've had, where okay, you meet somebody, you're talking to them, you're interacting with them, but you're not necessarily putting your best foot forward. You're doing a lot of things that could easily get you kicked to the curb, but because people, are attracted to the charms that this person has, they were able to stay much longer around certain individuals to benefit off of them. So it's almost as if they have an opportunist type of mentality or behavior about them, where they meet somebody with something, of course they're gonna do what they do best, which is to charm people, and then of course they take what they can get, and of course when it no longer serves them, then they dip. Now, for some people that may be off-putting, now I don't want to trigger anybody about their person, but there are red flags. First and foremost is what I'm hearing. Red flags about this connection. Like, listen, it looks good. It can become something stable with effort, but do not let for a moment, do not, not even for a moment, believe that this person is going to change on the turn of a dime. This is someone that has been stuck in their ways for a while, and so although they feel positive towards you, like they like what they see something that is very solid with you, that is very, attractive. No, it's very attractive to them, but they still have some nasty habits that they have yet to shake out from themselves. As I said, like, it's a lot of earth energy, so immediately it's about the physical for this person, right? I feel like they don't form attachments very easily, pile one. Right now, where they're at with you, they're going on surface level. It's the mere fact that we just have one signs of the cup right here, just the three of cups over here. It's like a sign saying, like, they are, I heard, timid and tepid. They are curious about what goes beyond physical, and they want to explore that, but they have yet to really take the first step, the proper step towards that. It's more so like they're dancing on the surface of things, not really making a serious effort to get beyond that certain point. So it could be a case where you guys are in a situationship, like a FWB, or you're on and off with this person, but you haven't really done any emotional involvement, like you haven't gotten emotionally involved with this person. That's the energy I'm feeling. Like, this person is more so dancing on the surface. It's not that they can't go beyond the feelings, it's just that it's not something that they're accustomed to, right? They see where it can be stable, it can be safe, but it's like bad habits die hard. It takes some time to shake them. It's not something that they can overcome overnight. It's not something that is going to just dissipate just because a person asks them to, change their ways. It's something that is going to take time. It's like steps, stages. It just happens in stages, pile one. So it's like the feelings that they have towards you is something that is progressing. It's not fully developed, but it is on the verge of developing. It's definitely taking steps. Now, if we were supposed to rearrange the cards, then right, you have 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4 pentacles, right? And then we put the 9 pentacles right here. So I'm just feel like the Emperor is supposed to go in the middle. All right, and we'll have the 3 of Cups over here. So as you can see, it's all about moving in stages, careful, like adding 1 each time, right? Adding 1 each time, like 1, 2, 3, like they are doing it successively, like 1 step at a time, literally, but there's still a long way to go. With this 9 of Pentacles, it shows like there's still a lot. There's a distance between the 3 and 9. There's like 6 paces between, right? So it's like there's still a long way to go before you get to being what would be like an emperor, where they are at that point that you feel very comfortable with them and they with you, right? This is newness. This is all about tapping into the first time something that goes beyond what is readily accessible, which is the physical for them. So this could be a case where they're forming more like a friendship, like a stronger foundation. Like it starts out as a friendship, like somebody that you can learn to talk to a little bit more often. Maybe they're not used to doing a lot of conversations, like not talking a lot with persons, but this is a start. So maybe them text you 1 or 2 times more often than usual. See you maybe more than often, like probably once or twice a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. Just know that it's a case where they are trying to build that trust in you as well as themselves, because I feel like this person does not trust themselves very easily or readily. They've always felt like, even though they were able to attract persons, and again, I'm being called to just bring to your attention the orange in this lip gloss right here. They have that desirability, they have that charming factor. Even though they are charming, or they can, draw a lot of attention to themselves, I feel like they don't feel very positive about themselves. They're not really feeling as though they are truly deserving of the type of attention that they usually receive from persons. So it's like with you now, it's slowly showing or revealing to them why they are more than just their looks, right? So let us get further in with the oracles. So here we have potential, the Lilith, and the Aquarius here. Synchronicity right here. So come just to tell you, they're not fully where they need to be, which is the Emperor energy. It's like they're still taking time. They're taking time to grow. With you, they see that there is a space created for them to take their time and not necessarily rush to become something that they're not. As well as it's not just rushing to become something that you're not, but also understanding the reasons why you want to change. It's not just to be in a relationship, but to be the better versions of themselves. So they understand that there's more to themselves. They just never had that opportunity to really tap into it until now, when they've met you, pile one. So the potential is there. The potential for stability, for more. It's not like it's not going anywhere. If you've met this person under casual circumstances where you pass every now and then, you have a conversation or two, it has potential to grow more into something that is substantial, right? The thing is, there are some obstacles, or I'm hearing vices that this person has, like addictions that they have, that really keep them in a stagnant state more than often, more than what they care to admit at least. And so they're learning how to disassociate from that, or just separate from certain habits or tendencies that were more like coping mechanisms, like crutches. That way they can really tap into their true potential, or more fulfilling relationships, instead of just being on the surface. I heard dragonfly, so it's like they're very playful, charming. Scorpio, Leo, Libra. This person may also be a Taurus or Capricorn. Capricorn more so than a Taurus. They felt more at home with just being seen, not necessarily being spoken to or even heard. They're just more so about the image. So now you're coaxing this person, this connection is coaxing this person to speak up. Like they don't even know, they're not even familiar with their own voices, is what I'm hearing. They don't know how they sound because they've spent so much time just allowing people to drink in the image of them, like create whatever version of them. Everybody creates a version of them in their heads, so they learn to adapt into that whatever role that they feel like that person requires of them, without necessarily sharing their true thoughts or feelings. So it's like they're always mute in a sense, so nobody really knows who they are. They just know what they look like, and based off of who they're dealing with, they're like chameleons. They transform to what this person requires of them without really giving away too much of who they really are or truly are. And they've done it so much where they don't even recognize what their own voices are anymore. So they meet you, and let's say they see that you like a business type of person, or man or woman, whatever whatever your orientation is. They are going to start doing things, or gravitating towards things that they feel like would further sell the idea of being the businessman or woman that you more so are attracted to. Now, it could, them doing this, it could also mean that they respect your values. They see where you definitely have a lot of understanding of true self, so they're trying to stay around you or be within your presence some more, so that they can understand and apply that sort of understanding to themselves. So it's like they're trying to understand how you do it, how you get to that point, so they can do it for themselves, right? So what usually happened in the past with this person, they would adapt the role that the person required of them. Like I said, the example with you wanting a businessman or a woman, and because of that, you don't really hear what their real interests are. They just have fabricated interests. Whatever a businessman or woman they presume would be into, that's what they're going to tell you. They're not going to tell you something that's completely different, because they don't want to lose that opportunity they see with you to, be around you some more. That way they can understand. Alright, so we hear the wind blowing, the breeze are blowing, so I take that as a confirmation. Say, yeah man, you got it spot on. So definitely this person feels like you want them to be a particular way, so they're going to fake it till they make it. Now they are in the process of learning how to really speak up and start being this beautiful doll. They want to be a Ken doll or a Barbie doll, and their true selves, their higher selves, are not pleased with just, yep, the true selves are not pleased with that role that they've assumed in life, so they want them to open up. So they've introduced, or they pretty much, pit both of you together, so that you can teach them how to be more of themselves. That should teach them how to tap into their authenticity. The Aquarius here makes me feel like they are definitely friendly. How they feel like with you, you're friendly. You're friendly. You make them feel safe. You make them feel like they can be, they can be more of themselves with you. It's a little bit scary, very scary. Not a little bit. It's very scary, but you make it worth it. Okay. Final set of cards that we're gonna pull. All right. So I have the 3 cards right here. Final cards for you, pile 1. So we have perspective, initiative, and tact. So let me read this for you. Perspective. What does a hawk see when it flies over your house, besides the family of mice living nearby that you don't know about? What will your current problems, conflicts, or complaints look like when you're 80 years old and you gaze back on the timeline of your life? In this moment, you are being given the gift of clear perspective, of knowing that in the end, everything is going to be probably much better than okay. Think large enough and even big issues become small. Become an 80-year-old hawk and you're really onto something. That's perspective. When I read this, honestly, I feel like for them, the perspective is you bring to their attention that there is so much more than what their world has consisted of for the last couple of years. right? You show them that how they were living was just more so like a very teeny slice or a slither of what their realities could be like. So you open their eyes up to understanding that, listen, there's more to life than just being a pretty face. There's more to life to just, being, somebody that's always around for the hip and, cool parties. There's so much more to life. There are things that you can be happy about where, you have persons to celebrate new beginnings with, opportunities, growth, memories, create memories together. So you definitely give this person feels like you give them a larger and much more detailed perspective than what they were generating on their own. Next card is initiative. Step right up. You're being awarded a boost of initiative. This potent potion will give you the gusto you need to move your life in a previously unexplored direction. If you're in a relationship, then it's time to take initiative and make some interesting plans for you and your partner. If you're not in one, it's time to reach out to old friends, go on adventures, and potentially meet some new cohorts. Either way, this great journey is beginning with one small step, or one short text, or whatever. I'm not the boss of you. See? Synchronicity. What did I just say a while ago? It's like you are giving this person the opportunity to slowly build, the successive steps, one, two, three, adding one each time, one step at a time, not doing something big in one go, but it's just like you're doing small, like introducing small tidbits, one at a time. That way you accumulate something larger, something bigger than what they really were. This connection gives them more of an opportunity to grow, basically. So tact. I speak and act with care, remembering that impulsive words or harsh tone can sometimes hurt others. If it feels like I'm walking on eggshells, I'll remind myself that those eggshells might actually be a shop full of china and I might actually be a bull. Then I'll remind myself to stop mixing metaphors. Alright, I think this is more so for you than them, pile one. I feel like you sometimes get very frustrated with them, if not a lot, because they're not giving you what you feel like you need from them immediately. And Spirit is just trying to say it's not you, it's a them type of issue. And because of that, you can't allow yourself to give in to the anger that you will feel at times, and you probably say some very harsh words. I feel like you have a tendency to say some really mean things or some very strong words to this person because you feel like they're playing mind games. And for some of them, yes, they are, and for others, it's not an intentional thing on their part. It's like it's just a force of habit. Now, that's not to say that you should tolerate the bullshit. Like, if something or someone is not working for you and you feel like it's time for them to leave, then so be it. But I feel like this card in particular is just saying, listen, don't let anybody push you out of character, right? You don't have to give in to somebody's, provocations. If someone's pissing you off, if you feel like this person is definitely not worth the time nor the effort, then it's okay to just walk off. But don't give in to that temptation to want to just curse this person out, because oftentimes what you do is what hap- I don't even want to say you incur, some shitty karma later on in life because of that. Because you know what, I personally don't believe that karma works like that. You know, it's not black and white where you have good karma and bad karma. It's just all about perspective, right? So I feel like basically it's like, don't let this person make you feel for a second that you are someone that is less deserving of happier moments. If they're pissing you off too much, if you feel like they are really not doing what they're supposed to be doing in this connection, then you have that free will to just step away and allow happier moments to find you. I don't even want to say you to find them. I feel like the moments are definitely finding you, allowing yourself to just feel happy in the moment. Like, they're bugging you, just step away. You don't need to say anything. It's strong, the temptation is strong to cuss them out, but it doesn't really solve anything more. So it's like, yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, definitely Allow yourself to just step back every now and then away from this connection. Let them figure out what they want to do, and then let them come towards you. Don't allow your own anger to get the best of you, especially if it's a case where you want this to work out. It's not gonna come overnight, but it's something that it takes time. So I feel like this card is for you, pile one, emphasizing patience on your part. So if this is where you part with us, thank you so much again for joining me, pile one, for this reading. This was actually fun and very straightforward. So if you are feeling called to it, you are welcome. You're more than welcome to just check out the other two piles. If not, then I will see you next time in my other video. Hi pile 2, welcome to my video. So today we're asking spirit, what are your person's feelings towards you at this time? So if you chose pile 2, that means you'd have chosen this lovely lip gloss right here. So alright, it's like this gold color, one of my faves to be honest. It's called Vanilla Cupcake. The color is called Vanilla Cupcake. It's LA Colors Moisturizing Glossy Lips Sheer Lip Gloss right there. So yeah, I have this nice like, gold thing going on for it. Definitely loving it. So when I see this color, honestly, I feel like it's all about decadence, the finer things in life, like something that is about elegance, being very comfortable in self, being very comfortable with who you are, what you have to present, like knowing what you can bring to the table, no intimidations. It's not like this braggart energy or boastful, like it's very tasteful. It's like very mature and together and just all around confident and yeah, finer things, decadence. That's all I keep hearing. Decadence, decadence, decadence. Loving it. So with this person, I feel like with you, pile two them feel like you have a lot to offer, and it's like a quiet confidence. It's not like over the top or shouting or trying to prove to anybody what you're bringing to the table. You just know, say this is what it is. They put it down. Who likes it works with it. If they don't like it, then they can dip. This is what the person admires about you. Very confident in what you are and what you can bring. You're not trying to prove to anyone why they should accept you. It's either they do or they don't. And if it's a latter, then that's no skin off your nose. So I pre-shuffle the cards. So we have the tarot, we have the oracle cards for more in-depth analysis of what the tarot is going to bring, which is more so like the general feel. So I'm going to set these over here. And I have never looked at, I just shuffle them and put them one aside, like put them aside. I never look at the cards, I don't know what they are. So this is going to be a surprise for me and you. Right, we have 6 cards right here for the general feelings. Hopefully that is in focus with the camera. All right. Okay. This is interesting. Okay. All right, you can see it. Let me just fix up that. Can you guys see it? Almost can see it. Let me just position these a little bit higher. So yeah. Can you guys? Okay. So what we'll have here, we'll have the 7 of Swords, 2 of Swords, the Fool, Ace of Wands, the Tower, and the Knight of Pentacles, also called the Knight of Discs in this deck. 7 of Swords, 2 of Swords, the Fool, Ace of Wands, the Tower, Knight of Discs, or Knight of Pentacles. So what this person is feeling towards you. So first, right off the back, trepidation. Hold on, let me just double check what trepidation means. I heard trepidation. Hold on. Let me pull up my dictionary, guys. Excuse me, let me get that out there. So this person, tongue-tied. That's another thing. They may be feeling very tongue-tied with you, not really sure not really sure of what to say or how to say it to you because they feel like you are just not um you don't have time to waste. Oh my goodness. So me, you know, me tripping over my words just now and then the word trepidation coming to mind. The dictionary meaning a feeling of fear or anxiety about something that may happen. Okay, you see that? So right off the bat, pile two, your person feels like there is so much on, so much at stake. It's their ego, their pride, as well as the opportunity with you. If they don't move towards you and say something towards you, then they risk losing that chance. Likewise, if they do move towards you and not do it properly or in accordance to something that makes sense to you, that they feel, that makes sense to you, then it's going to ruin all opportunities and chances they may have had, and that would have just ruined them. They would have been shambles and crumble. It just spells bad news for them, right? So the seven of swords, I feel, it makes me feel like this person oftentimes thinks about you, wanting to practice or rehearse what they would say to you because they don't want to risk it coming off stupid or maybe insensitive, because I feel like this person has this tendency to really talk out of their asses at times, not out of spite obviously, but it's just what they're used to. They're not very tactful. Sometimes they mean to be very straight up front, but the delivery is just always off with this person. So it's the hesitation of saying the wrong things, basically. Now, the seven and the two being next to each other as swords, it makes me feel like they oftentimes battle with feeling very confident and sure of what to say, and then at the very last moment when they're about to approach you and say something, they back down, they back away, they shy away from it and they change their mind. So it's like going up and down, back and forth. It's like 1 minute they're hot, next minute they're cold. 1 minute they're feeling confident and sure of what they can say, next minute they're just like, no, this is not going to work. Now, both instances is frustrating for them, as well as I can imagine frustrating for you, because this lip gloss makes me feel like you guys can pick up that this person wants to say something to you or communicate to you, but they don't say anything. Oftentimes you're left wondering, like, okay, so why is it that I'm feeling this energy like they have something to say? They do. It's just that they are not 100% sure of the receptivity that would be there for it. So it's like they know that your time is precious and you have made it clear. I feel like you said something to this person. You've made it very clear that you don't have time to waste. It's not for them to sit around and have you waiting for stupidness or things that don't make sense for you, or that's not going along what you feel like you are aligned to. And as such, this person is like, okay, maybe it's better off if I don't say anything. And I feel like that also means they sometimes give you the feeling like they're not interested, because the fool right here, it's what you call those things, a fawn. What's it called? This is a character from Pan's Labyrinth. I think it's a fawn. Pan's Labyrinth. Labyrinth monster. The fawn, yes. Alright. So the fawn, hold on, let me look it up. Alright. Sorry guys, I am just looking at something fun. I don't want to get it wrong. Fun symbolism. Alright. So they were symbols of peace and fertility, and their chieftain Silenus was a minor deity of Greek mythology. Was just such as okay. Roman, half human, half goat. Half human, half goats. Sorry guys, I just I'm just being called to look up this right now because there is some symbolism to the fawn to a person, right? Fawns are mere creatures and they have a talent for brightening the hearts of others. If you are waylaid by a group of them, you can be sure that you're not going to get away anytime soon. The little creatures will lure you into their festivities with their dancing, jokes, and delicious foods. Okay, alright. Right? So hardly anyone can resist a fawn with a flute, and in truth, the power of their flutes has led some of them to act up, luring travelers into the forest where they get lost or stealing the hearts of beautiful maidens away from the rest of the world. Alright, so um okay, I'm getting lost in just trying to find what I'm looking for. I know what I'm looking for. I mean, I have an idea of what I'm supposed to looking for. Alright. So even though this represents the fool in this deck, I feel like with your person is someone who is like it's a guarantee that whosoever is around them is going to be treated with the best of intentions, like, you know, for that moment. Now it's not to say that they are just jolly, really good natured souls is what I hear. It's not necessarily that. They're more so very mindful of the impact or the impressions that they give up to people. I feel like innately your person is more so an introvert. They don't really like to be out and about, but when they do have to be out and about, it's more so taken on like a role, like an acting role, like, all right, I need to make sure that when I leave here, this person or this group of people, they need to feel very welcoming of me. They need to feel like impressed. They need to feel like they like what they see and have experience. I need them to want more. I need them to be. I want to leave them wanting more. Is what I hear. So this can be a good and a bad thing. Good in the sense that, you know, they're all about positive energy, but bad in the sense that sometimes it's the cost at which it comes at that makes it, you know, toxic to them or people around them. So the long and short of what I'm trying to say, I feel like it's so hard to express this or explain this pile to what is this person doing. Okay, so sometimes your person will do things to try and make people laugh around them. So sometimes it comes at the cost of embarrassing persons. You know how you have some people like they want to be the center of attention. Sometimes, to in order for them to get that, it resorts to them. It causes them to resort to being nasty towards somebody, like openly embarrassing somebody in order to get people to laugh or to notice them. So it's trying to appear bigger than what they probably are. And as such, some people are left with bitter tastes in their mouths because of that. Now, if it's not that case, sometimes they're left feeling very empty or not quite like themselves because they have literally put out a lot more effort than they should have in order to please a set of people or to get people's attention or approval. Now this is draining because this person is more so like an empath as well, so they feed off of energies. I don't feel like they are conscious of that. So it's like it's a very dangerous dance that they engage in pile two. So how they feel about you, you make them feel like they want to take a new beginning or a new direction in what they do. So not to say that they want to give up their charisma, because I feel like they can come off very charismatic. That's actually natural for them. They don't want to stop being charismatic, but they want to do it. They want to apply it in a very different manner. They don't want to have to, you know, play the asshole just to be noticed. That's what I'm hearing. Like, I don't want to play the asshole just to be seen or noticed, and I don't want to be the mean guy anymore. I don't want to be the villain anymore. I also want to just be me, you know. I don't know how to be me. And for some people, they walk and they do talk about how this person has behaved in the past. So it's like the past never leaves them. It's like they're always being reminded by something that they did when they were younger, but in their wilder days, so to speak. So it's like if they're around a group of people, like go to a get together and people are sharing stories and say, remember the time so and so did that? It's like that for them. Everywhere they, it's like oftentimes when they go around persons or friends, someone always has to remember, they always have to bring up some sort of memory or a reminder of something that your person has done that they're not very proud of. And everybody's just, some people are laughing and some people are just giving side eye, like, okay, what, you did what? And they get, they're mortified by their behaviors from the past, and they don't even know how to tell people to just not bring these things up without openly showing that they are very embarrassed or they're ashamed of their actions in the past, because they don't want to give away the fact that they're feeling a little bit bruised in the ego. Okay, so with you, with this connection, how they feel towards you, it's like they don't know how to put aside their ego. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to stop feeling ashamed of themselves. They want to learn, and they feel like with you and this connection you help with that, but they don't know how to express themselves in such a way that they can keep this constant where you're teaching them how to unlearn certain things. If they come to you straightforward and say, I like being around you because you show me so and so, then they're going to feel like they're going to, look small to you, and they don't want to look small to you. They want to keep this image of being this big shot. Right? Now, the Ace of Wands makes me feel like they are understanding little by little in, you know, increments, that certain things just can't work where they're going. They understand that they're on a journey, they understand that they're growing, they're being more, they're becoming more, and as such, more is required of them. Therefore, certain tendencies or behaviors they're just going to have to leave behind. Now, it's not always clear or the most obvious as to what they should leave behind. Therefore, it's like they stumble around in the dark sometimes about that, right? With you, they feel like you, again with this surety, this decadence, you show them just how possible it is for a person to be very comfortable with their choices, themselves, their decisions, and not really care about what persons may think of them afterwards. They don't know how to do it yet. They haven't mastered that yet, but just having you around and having this connection, being involved in whatever capacity you guys are interacting with this person, it shows them day by day what to do, how to do it, little by little. It doesn't come perfect, it doesn't come natural, it doesn't come easy, but it comes in increments, teeny tiny steps, right? So we have the Tower right here. Likewise, the Knight of Discs or the Knight of Pentacles. Some sort of incident has taken place, something happened, and now they're just like, I can't let you go. I can't let you leave. I can't let you just slip away like that, pal. Too. You need to be here. You need to be, and I need to have you in my space. I don't want it to just be a friendship. I want it to be more, but if that's all I can get, then I'll work with it. But I'm not going to settle for it, just so you know. I'll work with what I can right now, but it is something that it has to be more. This is just something that, popped in my mind, like channeled. Your person sees your worth, sees your value, and they are awestruck. They're amazed by what they see, and they understand that if they were to allow things to just crumble between you two, then if they allow it, then they're truly jackasses. They recognize that. They're saying that to themselves, like, I would be a complete jackass if I let pile 2 just slip away from me like that. I don't want that. I want something more. I need something more, and I'm gonna get it. I don't know how yet, but I'm gonna get it. That is exactly what I'm hearing. Alright, so let's move on to the cards, the oracles. We have Virgo, Capricorn, second house. What did I tell you? With Capricorn right here and second house, these two right here, I oftentimes just think of status, what people can readily see from you when this person meets you, or when people come across you. What are they seeing? There's emphasis on earth. So materialism coming off, you know, like you are an elite. Your person is very conscious of their reputation, right? That's why they feel mortified with when people bring up past behaviors, when they weren't too knowledgeable, when they weren't very mature. They get easily embarrassed. Likewise, they don't want to risk looking very basic towards your pile too. They don't want when you meet them and talk to them, you're just like, oh my god, what is this person? This person's immature. Like, who says those things anymore? Who does that? They are very cognizant of that, right? So everything, including how they interact with you, whether it's just send a simple text message or not, it's like very difficult for them because they overthink it. The Virgo here makes me feel like they overthink a lot of what could have been easy, very straightforward conversations with you, pile two. They feel like they need to always come off in a certain energy towards you. So it's like, if it means that I hear treat them mean, keep them keen, that saying, when you play mind games, you play hard, so you get to keep them coming back for more. So they feel like with you, the type of person you are, they can't come off too easily or too submissive to you. They need to make it a challenge. They need to make it seem like they are just as stoic as you are. They are just as hard to reach as you are because they feel like you are in a way unobtainable. Unobtainable. What is the name again? It says vanilla cupcake. You just have that little, the name deceives you, right? Because when you look at this, I don't think of vanilla. I don't think of vanilla at all. Sorry about the lighting. The lighting getting a little weird because the light is, yeah. But I don't think it looks basic at all. The name sounds simple, but then when you look at the color is very different from what you see. So it's easier to overlook if you're just going on face value. If you saw the name by itself, then you would have overlooked it and think, okay, well, this is just going to be a plain color. But then when you actually use it, how it comes off is very different from what the name would have, you know, indicated. So with you, they feel like, as kind and sweet as you are, which the vanilla makes me feel like they think that you're very sweet, you can and will demonstrate that ability to be a cutthroat bitch. And that's no disrespect to you, pal too. Them just know, say, if they don't act right, you do have that ability to cut them right down, cut them down to size, chop them up in a teeny bitty pieces, right? So alright, let us do the last set of cards. We have no scorekeeping, appreciation, and commitment for the last three cards for your pile two, as to how your person feeling towards you or feels towards you. So I cut ties with past conflicts and make my personal life a clean, shiny slate beginning. This moment, everything is new. When an old grievance repeats itself in my head, I introduce it to my new head tenants: tolerance and equanimity. Then I give it its stupid t-shirt and records back and tell it to leave. So no scorekeeping. Again, this person doesn't want to be reminded of their past, or they don't want people to bring up their past. They just want to have that opportunity to just go forward with brand newness, right? And with you, they see that yes, there is an opportunity to start. Again with the fawn and the fool, it's this opportunity to reinvent themselves, right? They feel up. They feel up and positive. They feel up and very straight. They feel up and positive and powerful in one moment, and then the next moment they feel like very small and inferior. It's like a back and forth type of thing, right? So we have appreciation. I appreciate the unique ways other people show their love rather than compare their ways with my ways. Then I appreciate myself for maturely putting up with people who just can't seem to show love the normal, obvious, universally accepted way. Good job, both of us. So the appreciation is appreciating your authenticity. How them feel about you is, I feel like the way you are towards this person pile too, you don't make it up. You don't make it uh what's the word? You don't make it a task of yours to always be reminding them of what they did in the past. You don't take pride in making them feel like shit like some people do. Right? How you are, how they feel about you is like you give them an opportunity and understand and see that they're not innately bad as somehow people portray them as. You give them that opportunity to demonstrate that they are very much good natured people. It may not always come off like that. It can't always come off like that because everybody's going to have a different understanding or perspective of things. But it's just the way that you give them that chance to show themselves. Them say, I'm hearing the saying, show your friends and show them your friends and I'll tell you who you are, something of the sort. Sorry, that may be just a Jamaican saying or something, but the gist of it is saying like the type of company you keep basically indicates the type of person you are. So they feel like you both are kindred spirits. You and them have a lot of similarities, and even though you don't get analyzed like how they do or scrutinized as how they do, they feel like you and them are very much alike. But people can't see it because people don't see you doing the same things like what they've done, right? And they're just like, but Pal 2 and I are pretty much the same type of people. But people are like, no, you do asshole shit, Pal 2 doesn't. You understand what I'm trying to say, Pal 2? Oh my god, I hope you guys are understanding. Last card is commitment. I willingly accept that it's safe to topple my walls and commit completely to a relationship. It might be one that's already here or one that's on its way. Either way, those walls have to go. Without them, I can go further, feel freer, and live and love bigger than ever before. Bonus, no walls means I'll save a lot of money on picture frames. This person doesn't know what it means to be in a commitment. They don't know anything about permanence because as soon as people get close to them or they get close to a person, life just has them being separated. So it's either they directly do something to push away that person or that person does something that warrants them to distance themselves from that person. Either way, the person or your person, I should say, pile number 2, they're very hyper aware of their surroundings and people around them. Like they anticipate people always trying to expose them as a really horrible person, or just you know they always anticipate people seeing them or viewing them as a snake, and because of that they're very hyper vigilant. So even if they vaguely suspect a person trying to find a reason to not like them or to show them up as something that that they would not that they would rather not be connotated as, they take that as their chance or their opportunity to remove that person from their vicinity. So if they feel like you're going to try to ruin them or show them up as a horrible person, they're just going to distance themselves. They're just going to stop talking to you. And because of that, they've never really had secure or stable relationships, whether it's as a friendship or more. So with you, it's like they feel like you are somebody that changes that for them, or can, or has that ability to change that for them. Right? So this is what I have with you, pile 2. Thank you so much for being here with me. If this is where you're leaving us, then I hope your day goes so well. Until we meet again in my next video. If this wasn't your pile, then feel free to check out pile 1, or if needs be you can check out pile 3. So welcome to my video. Now this is again a reading that is talking about what your person's feelings are towards you. So if you've chosen this pile, then of course you'd have chosen this color lip gloss as well. Alright, yeah. So as you can see, it's like this really pretty purple color with sparkles in it. Yep, sparkles. Alright, so I'm just gonna set this down right here. So I've already pre-shuffled the cards to save time and of course effort. I don't know what the cards are, what they have on them. I just know that they are here for us to read. Now let me just position that so you guys can see it. Hold on. Oops. sorry, pile 3. If you were on my other videos, pile 1 and 2, sorry, I changed positions because the lighting was starting to get a little bit too, chaotic. Alright, here we are. Nice. Alright, so here we are. So pile 3, this is your person's feelings towards you. So we have the lovers right here. This is the Valley of Goblets, which is just like the Page of Cups. The Ace of Cups, or the Age of Goblets. The Five of Cups. The Four of Wands. And the Three of Wands. Interesting. All right, so I'm getting some interesting energy from this one, pile 3, about your person and how they're feeling. Oh my god. All right, so first and foremost, out of the 6 cards that we have here, we have a heavy emphasis on the cups energy, and I can't even say with the lovers, I'm getting one water energies as well, because the imagery, this is actually a scene from that movie The Shape of Water, if you're familiar with it. If you're not, definitely guys, you can go ahead and watch that. I feel like that is something that would also give an indicator of what's happening in the connection between you two, if you feel so called to it, right? So the lovers, the Page of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Four of Wands, and the Three of Wands. Notice that, let me just switch these around. Sorry guys. Switching these around. Because I feel like, to me, it just gives like it gives this impression of things being linear, so it's slowly building up to something. So it starts off small as the Ace of Cups, and then it gradually builds up to something that's bigger than the Ace of Cups, which in this case would have been the Page of Cups, right? So it's like maturity. I feel like with your person, how they feel is that this person may be a swimmer, somebody who's very close related to the water. Maybe you're related to the water. Either way, water and fire is what I'm getting from this pile, because the one's energy gives me a lot of fire in it. It's like fire and water. So this person may be a fire sign but has water tendencies, or they may just very well be people who like the water or you like the water, or maybe you're the fire sign. Alright, so what I'm getting from this, your person feels like you present to them a whole new world, a world that they've heard about. They've seen a bit of evidence here and there about it, but they never really got an opportunity to see it for themselves until now. I'm getting this image of traveler, so to speak, like first time traveling after reading about places, like see them in books and stuff like that. It's like you finally get the opportunity to see for yourself what it's like in real life. So your person feels like with you, pile 3, you give them this opportunity to see what they've only read about or heard about from other people, through other people. You are giving them this amazing opportunity to experience something that they've never really seen before until now, right? It's scary in the sense that it's more overwhelming than what the stories were led on to. So it's like if they were being told about how it's like to be in a full-blown relationship by somebody else, the person who was relating the story or the experience, of course they can only relate it in their own capacity. How they explain it, it doesn't always give an accurate or full-on depiction of what they're actually experiencing. And of course everybody is different, so they're going to experience it in different ways. Now for your person, I feel like that led them to underestimate the power of what feelings and emotions can bring about. It's like they knew that, okay, people talk about how, having the ability to love somebody or having fallen in love is an amazing type of experience, but they underestimated it. Okay, the wind is giving me confirmation right now, guys. Very strong. Um, they never feel like they could have gotten to that point before. Maybe how they view themselves, I heard cactus. They view themselves like very prickly. They don't see themselves being easily they don't see themselves being easily loved or having that propensity to fall in love like that. They feel like they've had their head screwed on very tightly, head on their shoulders. They don't get swayed by emotions. They're normally logical, you know, mercurial, very mindful of, very mindful of things around them. They don't let feelings get the best of them, right? And because of that, they've been in that energy like they're invincible, so to speak, or they can't be taken down or out by trivial things, and they view emotions as trivial, so to speak. I feel like this person never really had that great opportunity as to have like a loving family, or a family that shows them or teaches them about how to experience emotions, especially as a masculine. Now, it doesn't mean that they're a man or anything like that. And this is just like terms that are used in the spiritual community. Feminine energy and masculine. So this could be a male or a female, doesn't matter. They just have masculine energy right now. They're in their masculine energy right now. So it's like this person never got to learn what it's like to experience and also reciprocate feelings as a masculine energy. It's always it's always been one type of way with them, right? Things were always simple. That's what I heard. Things were always simple until I met you. You overcomplicate things for them, and it's not something that you're doing that's like bad. It's not like you are going out of your way to confuse this person, pile three. It's just that you cause them to experience things that normally they would have been able to just dodge. They don't allow themselves to get wrapped up or tied down by people and what they don't allow themselves to get tied up and wrapped up by people and what they want from them. Like, they meet somebody and they just want to have intercourse with this person. They're not trying to have feelings, but the person is thinking otherwise. They don't usually get tied down. They usually can dodge these things very easily. But as of lately with you, pal 3, they're not feeling very agile, ninja like. I don't know, those two things just came to mind. Like, they're not feeling like they can dodge things anymore. It's like you are just taking straight headshots at this person at this point. Everything that you're doing, whether intentional or not, I feel like it's unintentional on your part. It is causing them to question a lot of their beliefs that they've built over the years, and many of them, of course, were incomplete, like incomplete in the sense that they didn't have the two sides that needed to fully substantiate what they were believing in. So it's like they only have one side of the perspective. They didn't have both sides to make a proper inference of what love is supposed to be like or what it does to a person. I feel like they only feel like when it comes on to feelings and emotions, it makes you weak and you can't do anything, you can't make any sound decisions. Everything that you're doing is just going to get ruined because you're always going to be considering emotions that oftentimes make you lose opportunities and chances to have a better life. These are just some of the things that your person, I feel like, is, you know, they're ruminating on, right? And when they meet you, they realize that they're not making bad decisions, they're making better decisions. I feel like with this person, pile 3, they thought they were doing themselves a favor when they were just by themselves, just deciding things with their mind. But then they have the new addition of their hearts being in play. So it's not just the mind making decisions, it's also the heart. And I feel like they're starting to see what difference it makes. It doesn't make you weak, it doesn't make you more susceptible to bad things happening. It just gives you a full, like a more rounded approach, so to speak. I feel like they didn't realize until now how much they lacked that. And I feel like it's creating a sense of regret as well. Because this Five of Cups, it gives me this sense of hope. I heard hope, but it also makes me feel sad. Like they're just starting to realize, like, if they were, they're starting to realize the gravity or the weight of certain decisions they've made because they're just using their mind and not incorporating their hearts as well. They're starting to feel the guilt. So this connection, it brings a whole new world to them. Oof. Okay, my throat giving me some trouble over there. This connection gives them an idea of how much damage they've inflicted unconsciously to people around them and situations they were involved in, all because they never incorporated their hearts in the deciding, in the decision making. Okay, there's a lot of wind. Yep, confirmation. They're just starting to realize that's making them feel very shitty. Very, very shitty. Wow. They love the newness, but they hate the fact that it's bringing up a lot of shit that they rather not think about. If they had a choice, they would have preferred to not bring up that side of things at all. But life is not like that. You don't get a choice. If you're dealing with feelings or if you're dealing with certain situations, you're gonna have to deal with every single thing. You don't get a choice anymore. It's not for you to pick out what you want to, experience. It's something that's taken in its entirety, the good, the bad, the ugly, the sad, the great, everything. It's not for you to pick apart what it is that you want to choose, what you want to have and what you don't want to have. That's not how this thing works. Right? So the Page of Cups makes me feel like they are not at a point yet where it's 100 and like 1,000% like they're sold on how they feel on you, but how they feel about you, but they're definitely getting to that place because everything to me right here is just saying things are happening in stages, one by one, step by step. Everything is just taking a different shape, and it's funny because this again is from that movie Shape of Water, or I saw The Shape of Water. It's taking shape. Feelings are taking shape. It's forming into something. Hold on. The Shape of Water. Yeah. That's what it's called. The Shape of Water. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's called The Shape of Water. So this person definitely is at a point right now where they are just starting to understand what feelings encapsulates. It's not just the good, it's the bad, it's the regret, it's the sad, it's the mad, it's everything. Everything is not just one dimensional, it's more than that. Right? With you, pile three, it's something that they hoped for, but they were never properly prepared for it. So even though they fantasized about having a great connection and having someone that they could relate to, they never banked on everything that was required of them for them to feel adequate or properly prepared for such an experience. They thought as they were, they would be able to handle it, and that couldn't be any further from the truth. The truth is, what they thought or what they thought they knew was nothing more than just, I feel like it was partly them being very avoidant of growing up. Likewise, they're starting to realize how much advice they got from bitter people. Like, they didn't realize in that moment, but the people who they were taking cues from, the people who they were using as mentors when it came to these things, they are just starting to see that these people I don't even want to say they didn't have their best interests at heart, but these were very bitter people that they were learning from. So people who got their hearts broken, people who didn't properly heal or they never wanted to heal, they were being told certain things by them, and that caused them to, oh God, that had made them, that caused them to function in an energy of here today, gone tomorrow type of thing. So they're here for the good times and they stay for the good times, but then when the good times are up, then they bounce. They don't stay with people, right? And they thought that this was the smartest way to, live, or the basic or most helpful rules to abide by based off of what, these bitter people would tell them. But upon meeting you and experiencing this connection, they're starting to see that things are otherwise. Okay? So let's move on to the other cards. We have Mars, 7th house, Juno. Well, pile 3, Mars, 7th house, commitment. Hello. Your person is starting to see that true love or love on a whole is something that they are more than interested in. It's not something to be feared or shunned. It's something to definitely desire and aim after. So I feel like how your person is feeling is they're very open to growing things. They have that ambition towards it. They are ambitious towards it. They see it. They feel it. I didn't even tell you about the color. Oh God, I'm so horrible. I just jumped into the freaking cards. Okay. This one is called Alluring. It's Diamond Glow Lip Gloss by the company Nika K New York. So all of these are just drugstore, beauty supply store makeup. So this is purple. This is purple. This is predominantly purple, but it has like flecks of gold in it. Gold, blue, reds, pinks. There's teeny tiny flecks in it, right? Hoping the camera is focusing on it. Right? So, purple is connected to the crown chakra. So it's all about how you think, the downloads, how you're processing it mentally before it moves down to the lower chakras or the chakras that are found below the crown. So you have to assimilate the knowledge, like gather the knowledge, like interpret it based off of the experiences that you have, as well as your mindset and your knowledgeability. You're gonna process downloads differently. So I feel like with this connection, your person is in that state of mind where they didn't even realize it, but they have matured to a point where they're gonna have to separate from the bachelor slash bachelorette lifestyle. They didn't think it was possible. They didn't think it was gonna happen for them, but it has. They are no longer this person who wants to run around sowing wild oats or just being a rolling stone. They are seriously realizing that over the years, things, although they were horrible to experience, they were prepping and priming them. Yeah, spirit is just confirming, guys, with the wind. Every time the whole time while making this video, I feel like every time I say something that was spot on, the wind would just go, like, blow really strongly. So I feel like that's confirmation of what I'm saying. They are just starting to realize that the experiences, though painful as they were prepping and priming them for this very moment where they are going to start viewing being committed and just having another person around very differently. Before, they thought people were just accessories, you know, toys, meaningless interactions. They didn't take interactions very seriously, but something has happened that has definitely changed that, or is in the process of changing how they look at these things. It's no longer a case where they can easily just, treat people like shit. They're starting to see that they don't want to be in that energy where people don't want, you know, the type of energy that makes people stay away from you. This connection makes them realize like they are more than mature. They didn't think themselves mature at first, but the way that they're looking at you and this connection right now, the seventh house right here, is making me feel like they're starting to see that they are very mature. It's like that realization. I'm starting to see that I am mature after all. Before I was just going with this thing that, I wasn't as mature, therefore I don't deserve having certain type of people around me. I don't deserve certain love. People being very loving towards me are making me feel like I am worthy of what I'm receiving. But now I'm feeling like with Lionsgate, I heard Lionsgate. With the Lionsgate portal that's about to open in the next couple of days on the 8th, it is like they're approaching that realization that irrespective of what they've done in the past and who they've pissed off and how they've hurt them, yes, they feel remorseful. They still feel remorseful, but they are learning how to forgive. They're learning how to forgive. They're learning how to allow themselves to forgive not just themselves, but people who have, caused them to be more closed off in the past. This connection right now is opening them up in more ways than one, and because of that, they're entertaining the idea of commitment finally. Before, it wasn't so easy for them to arrive at because they could have come up with more cons and pros back then, but now, having you around, pile 3, it is changing a lot of that. So, last set of cards, we have sensuality. I am a catch and receiving. Sensuality. Embracing sensuality doesn't necessarily mean you're a middle-aged swinger. It simply means you're savoring one of the coolest aspects of being alive, sensory input. It's a time to get decadent and reward yourself with gifts for the senses. You could drop a wad of cash on champagne and chocolate, or you could tune in and enjoy the incredible gifts around you. The taste of an orange, the sounds of the forest, the texture of corduroy. I don't know your life. The point is, it's time to savor whatever your senses can grab hold of, even if that means you're being sensual. Gross. I don't know. Reading that made me think of maturity. It's like you get more mature, you want to do more grown ass things. So it's like instead of drinking beers, and this is no shade on people who drink beers, instead of drinking and settling for beers or cheap alcohol that gets you shit faced drunk really quickly, or just take not even quickly, but like crude, like moonshine. Again, this is not shitting on people who drink these things. Instead of drinking moonshine, you're out here trying to drink like expensive aged wines and champagnes. Hopefully that comparison, you get the comparison, but yeah. So we have I'm a catch. I'm a total catch, and I know all the reasons why. I know that anyone would be lucky to be with me, and that doesn't mean I'm arrogant or snobby. Self-respect is just one of many qualities exhibited by this complete and utter babe. So I feel like adding to the feeling more grown up and more deserving aspect, your person is starting to see for themselves, like, listen, before I didn't understand why people want to be around me. I never felt like I deserved that. But having been around you, they're just like, I deserve it. I deserve love. I deserve all that it comes with, the positives, you know. And it's not just me deserving it or feeling like I deserve it, but I deserve you, powerfully. Like this person saying that to themselves, like, I deserve you. I want you, not just for a casual fling, but I want that commitment. Juna right here is like commitment. Guys, like, can't make this up. This person is seeing for the first time that they can be in a committed relationship. It's not going to come overnight, obviously, but it's something that is one of the realistic goals now. Before it was just like pushed on the back burners. It wasn't really on as a focusing thing, but now it's like, yeah, okay, I'm at that point. I'm grown, I'm mature, I'm ready. Last card, receiving. I open up and allow myself to receive love. Okay, I could just call it the end of this whole thing, because this is just summarizing every freaking thing I just said. I open up and allow myself to receive love in all ways from all directions. It may seem scary, but it's better than receiving audits, bedbugs, or hate mail. I receive love, and it feels so good that I decide to receive it some more, and then some more, and maybe just a wee bit more. The person just realize, pile three, that they are one, very deserving of love. They want to not just get it, but they want to give it, and they don't want to just do it for a short amount of time. They want to continuously do it because they see that being in this loving energy, or just having that experience of loving someone or something, it it gives them the ability to be more rounded in how they approach circumstances. It's not just one sided, or this one trick pony, like you only have one aspect that you're using to arrive at certain decisions or outcomes. You're now making use of duality, so you're using your mind and your heart. Being in love gives you that advantage of seeing things in a different way, to decide a certain type of way, like go about things differently. It's not just one way where you're just considering the facts that are there. You're now considering the emotions behind it, what's going to happen if you make certain decisions. It's like being more considerate of others, as well as being more considerate of self. So this connection, part three, is definitely changing them. They feel the change, they like the change, and because of that, they want to make you a permanent fixture of the change. So that is all I have for your pile tree. I hope you really enjoyed this reading. Now, if you stuck with me, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for being here with me. This was definitely fun to do. And until next time, stay sweet and positive. So, bye.